Mondays are new. Oh, Yorkshire geek got stories for you. Favorite tricks beyond town's grass. Popcorn adventures on time. Magnificent Mondays with fire in our veins. Cinematic journeys, memories and chains. Geeky passion flowing pure and strong. In this world we all belong. Movies that war and stories that fight. From battles in space to tears in the eye. Epic tales, join those blasts. Drop the couch, join the quest. Magnificent Mondays with fire in our veins. Cinematic journeys, memories and chains. Geeky passion flowing pure and strong. In this world we all belong. Movies and war and stories that fly. From battles in space to tears in the eye. Epic tales, join those best. Drop the couch, join the quest. Magnificent Mondays with fire in our veins. Cinematic journeys, memories and chains. Geeky passion flowing pure and strong. In this world we all belong. Lights dim, low screens aglow. Troy takes us where dreams flow. Action heroes, villains, dark night. Every scene, hearts delight. Geek myths, giants rise and fall. Time machines, epic brawls. Mondays they grew with geeks light. Fantasy realms to infinite heights.
Then later there's running and screaming.
Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek and welcome to episode 94 of Magnificent Mondays. I'm sweating cobs, as they say around here. It's really, really warm. It is. I've got my little air conditioning thing going there, but it's not doesn't seem to be doing much. But anyway, that's my problem, innit? So this week we're doing not Jurassic World, what am I talking about? The Lost World Jurassic Park. It was originally just going to be titled The Lost World, but the studio heads decided people might not know it's part of the Jurassic Park series. So they made them put Jurassic Park at the bottom. Why not just call it Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World? But anyway, whatever. I think Steven Spielberg wanted to essentially do a remake-ish, or a readaptation of Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, which was made into a film in the 20s with, what's his face, special effects by, the King Kong fella. Oh, God, I'm blanking on his name. Him, anyway. Him that inspired, he was a mentor to Ray Harryhausen, wasn't he? Willis O'Brien. He did a silent movie version, and then in 1960 they did a rubbish version. It's not a rubbish film, it's just the dinosaurs are rubbish in it, because they didn't have stop motion dinosaurs, they just stuck like horns and stuff on iguanas and lizards and stuff. But anyway. But, right, so, anyway, that's what we're doing. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Explore the description for links for stuff such as merch and my books. There they are, my books on Amazon Kindle and paperback. And what else? And my other links, my music channel and all that stuff. And there's my Spotify and the old where are we down there? The old social medias and all that palaver. So you can check that down in the description. Right, so we should be live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be live on Rumble. Yes, we are. And we should be live on Twitch. Yes, we are. I don't know why I keep doing Twitch, but I do. I think even Archmage Frey's given up on Twitch. That mysterious man. Right, so Jurassic World. Why am I calling it that? The Lost World, Jurassic Park. It's because Jurassic World Rebirth is opening in cinemas in 2 days' time, if you're watching this live. That's why I keep thinking of Jurassic World. And that's why I'm doing this. Right, so, from 1997, so it took them 4 years to do this. When Steven Spielberg did the original Jurassic Park, I think at the same time, he was also making Schindler's List. So we were kind of burnt out at the time. So he did take some time off. After Jurassic Park and Schindler's List, and then came back with this. And he's not a huge fan of doing sequels, although he'd done Raiders of the Lost Ark, that trilogy, the Indiana Jones trilogy. He's not a huge fan of doing sequels, and for a lot of people, they can see why, because Lost World Jurassic Park is not well thought of in the pantheon of the Jurassic Park World franchise. I think it's fine. My mum didn't like it. She didn't. She thought it was unnecessarily vicious. She did. But he wanted to make a darker movie, both actual physically dark, as in darker scenes, but also darker as in, more adult, less of a roller coaster ride, I suppose you could say, because the first one was set in a theme park. This one's just set on a wild island, isn't it? Anywho, oh crikey, Archmage Frey. See, because I said that. Wingrace says, not enough talking dinos in this. That's coming in the next one, and I don't know why people go on about that. It's a dream in Jurassic Park 3. It's a dream. Could do anything. Justin's here. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I don't know how people wouldn't know it was a Jurassic Park movie with a symbol. I know. Studio heads think people are idiots, don't they? This was the best one, see, in my opinion. But it's generally regarded as the least, innit, of the Jurassic Park films. More often than not. Well, I think so. Or Jurassic Park 3. I don't know. But anyway. It's not up there with... Everybody thinks the first one's the best. But unless you're Justin, and then this one's his favourite. Right, had a budget of, what did it have? $75 million, and it did gangbusters at the box office. It was the second highest grossing film of 1997. Oh, right, so what was the highest grossing film of 1997? Titanic, wasn't it? Bet it was Titanic, 1997. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, by a mile. Lost World Jurassic Park, $618.5 million at the worldwide box office. Titanic, $1.8 billion. That might not be just for that year, though, because it was re-released, wasn't it? But anyway. A James Bond film, there we go. Tomorrow Never Dies, did 333. That was the 4th highest. Men in Black was the 3rd. So there you go. Bit of info for you. It stars, directed by Steven Spielberg, again, written by David Koepp, again, who also has a brief cameo. Based on the book The Lost World by Michael Crichton. Stars Jeff Goldblum, who's now in a starring role. He's the star of this film. Julianne Moore, Pete Postlethwaite, Alice Howard, Dickie Attenborough returns as Hammond. We also get a couple of others. We see Tim and whatever she's called. I've forgotten the name. The 2 kids, we see them. They've grown up a little bit. Not much. But they're not in it very, very much. Obviously, music by John Williams. Different cinematographer for this one. The first one, it was Dean Cundy, wasn't it, that shot the first film. In this one, he's got Janusz Kaminski, who I think was a cinematographer for Schindler's List, because he wanted to go a bit darker and he wanted a starker film with more, contrast and stuff. And he obviously thought Janusz Kaminski was the man for the job. Excuse me. Right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? We'll get on with it. I'll see what I've ascertained from the Blu-ray. Not a huge amount on the Blu-ray. There's a bit of a documentary, about an hour's worth of documentary. New documentaries. There's like archive documentaries as well. So it's not too bad. But obviously, because it's a Steven Spielberg thing, no audio commentaries. What has he got against audio commentaries? I have no idea. But anyway. Justin says, Spielberg always makes his part 2 film darker. Yes, Temple of Doom. Titanic was terrible, but I get why people like it. I like Titanic. I didn't think it was as good as everybody made it out to be, but, I don't know why. It's James Cameron. For some reason, his films just do amazing at the box office, don't they? But yeah, he is a good filmmaker, but it's weird. Oh, dear. I quite like Titanic, I must admit. Right, but I don't think we'll be doing it on Magnificent Mondays for some reason. I don't like it that much, although I do have it on Blu-ray. Anywho, right, we'll get into it, shall we? Obviously, we're not going to just play the film because YouTube will go mental. We'll be watching it in a series of stills. May play the odd little snippet. Probably get a copyright claim. The last week's Appointment with Fear, that's got a copyright claim hanging over it. But we'll see. Justin doesn't want to see Titanic on Magnificent Mondays. So I'll do Avatar instead. I love Avatar. I think it's really good. Anyway, where was I? Right, series of stills. May play the odd snippet, but I'll try and remember what I've learned from this stuff and what's generally known about it. But let's just get on with it, shall we? I do have some notes. A little bit, but not a lot. I got bored. I got bored of taking notes and stopped. Anyway. I usually watch it right at the last minute as well, the film. I usually want to keep it fresh in my mind, and I haven't had a chance today. But I did watch it at like 5 o'clock this morning. I woke up really early this morning because it's super warm. For the UK, it's super warm at the moment. I woke up super early. Got the milk in. No, as in the milk from the doorstep. I don't mean I live on a farm or all. Got the milk, and I couldn't get back to sleep because it was too warm. So I watched it in bed. Lost World. Justin says Avatar was good, but Part 2 was the same film. Pretty much, but I still quite enjoyed it. But I still don't understand why they do like $2 billion at the box office. It's bizarre. It is bizarre. Right, so I shall pop myself down in the corner. And we'll get on with this film, shall we? Right, crikey, it's 5 o'clock this morning. I'm going to be yawning. Oh, dear. Right, let me full screen this baby and we'll get on with it. And I'll probably not remember the names of any of the actors in the film. By the way, it's an early role. I think it's an early role. I might not be, I don't know. For Peter Stormare. Might have been the first thing I saw him in. He plays... kind of a baddie who gets his comeuppance. But anyway. But anywho. Justin says, you still get milk that way. We used to. Yes. Still got a milkman. I wouldn't have had a milkman, but they must have been going round knocking on doors, asking for customers, and one came knocking on the door. Said, "You want a milkman?" Yeah, fine. Before that, I just bought it at the supermarket. Pardon me. We don't get it every day. Twice a week, like a 4-pint container. Twice a week. Yes, and Vince Vaughn's in it as well. Yes, he is. Apparently, Steven Spielberg he didn't have to audition for it. He wanted him because he saw him in a film that I forgot the name of. Because he went on the set of this film that Vince Vaughn were in, because they wanted permission to use the Jaws theme or something in the film, and he saw Vince Vaughn and thought, "Oh, he's a really good actor," which he is. I quite like Vince Vaughn, I must admit, and cast him as Nick Van Owen in this. What film were he in now? Can't remember. Never mind. Right, let's get on with this film, shall we? No, it won't Rounders. It were another one. I'll look it up. Hang on, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where's Vince Vaughn? Come on, where's the cast list? There are you, Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn. It doesn't look very. They've got a photo of him on Wikipedia. It's not very flattering. Swingers, that was it. Swingers. They saw him in Swingers, which I've not seen. Obviously, I don't know how many films I've seen with Vince Vaughn in, to be honest. Dodgeball, the Psycho remake, this. I can't think of any others, to be honest. Were he in Wedding Singer? No, that was somebody else, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyway, right, so off we go. Forgot to mute it. Sorry. The good old. I think this might have been the first film that had the new Universal logo in, the CGI'd one. I think it was. Wedding Crashers, was that one of his? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Him with the funny nose. Yeah. I get mixed up with Wedding Singer and Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers were Vince Vaughn and him with the funny nose. Owen Wilson. And Wedding Singer is Tropic Thunder fella. Ben Stiller. Is it? I don't know. I'm probably going wrong. Anchorman as one of the. Oh, yes. He was in that as well, wasn't he? Yes. Right, off we go. Right, we begin. By the way, there's a lot of black screen. If I just left this to play, can I get a copyright claim on a black screen? I don't know, but as you can see, I'm a lot of blank screen with nothing going on. I don't know why, and then the film just comes on. Very strange. What are you in that as well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? They probably been in more things than. Is it Adam Sandler? I was thinking of Ben Stiller. Oh, right. I've not seen it. Or if I have, I've forgotten. Anyway, we begin over the ocean. And we see that this is an island. This is Isla Sorna. Or is it Isla? I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'll say Isla. Isla Sorna. And we get a caption telling us. There we go. 87 miles. Oh, you can't see for my fat head. Hang on. There we go. 87 miles southwest of Isla. And we learn that Isla Sorna is part of an island chain called the Five Deaths. We've got Isla Sorna, Isla Matanceros. I didn't know this because of the Jurassic World Evolution game. Isla Peña, Isla Tacano, and Isla Muerto. I don't know. I've got it in my notes anyway. Where have I got it in my notes? Isla Muerte. And they also mean Matanceros is a Spanish word for slaughter. Oh, it's derived from that. Muerte means dead island. Tacano means stingy, either stingy or stingy. I imagine it means stingy island. And Isla Pena, sorrow island. I don't know what Isla Sorna stands for. It doesn't tell us. But anyway, so here we are at Isla Sorna. He was the best friend. He was funny in that. All right, okie dokie. Are we on about Mr. and Mrs. Smith? I haven't seen that for years. Anyway, so here we go. There we go. Lost World, the Lost World Jurassic Park. I don't know where this was filmed. Some of it was filmed. It was a very global film. Some of it was filmed in Hawaii, like the first one. Some of it were filmed in New Zealand, and some of it were filmed in obviously in San Diego and Hollywood, Los Angeles, and some of it were filmed in the California Redwoods, the same location where they shot Return of the Jedi for Endor. Let's have a look, see if it says in. I'm on the wrong thing. Where are we? Where are we? Right, let's have a look. I'm trying to see if it tells us. Where are we? Queensland, Australia as well. I'm seeing if it says like intro part. See where this is. It doesn't say. Doesn't say. Rumty-tum. I've no idea. I've no idea where this is filmed. So there. Right. If it did an audio commentary, it could have told us, couldn't it? But bloody Steven Spielberg won't do audio commentaries. You know why? Because he's lazy. Anyway, right, so we begin. We're at Isla Sorna. A mega rich family are here with their yacht. And they're on the beach. They've got servants and stuff on their beck and call. And if you recognise this fella, it's Robin Sachs, who's been in like Babylon 5, and he played the bad guy in Galaxy Quest. He played, I forgot his name, Cyrus, whatever he's called, in Galaxy Quest. Is that one of these character actors? It pops up in things now and again. But anyway, there he is. And they're on the beach. It doesn't look a particularly nice day, does it? They're all pretending it's lovely and sunny, but it looks a bit overcast and not particularly nice. But anyway, and a bit blowy. Hence the choppy sea. But anyway, so I wonder why they're so rich. I wonder what he does. Are they born rich? I have no idea. Don't know. But they're obviously rich because they've got people serving them, sailors. She looks very sporty. I bet she goes to the gym, his wife. She looks that sort. Or she's got horses or something. Something about her. Right, the kid's gone off, wondering, taking a sandwich. A beef. She says it's beef. It doesn't look very much like beef in a minute. But then she hears a rustling in the bushes, and out comes a Compsognathus, or Compsognathus, whatever. Justice says, this was when Jeff Goldblum was an action star. He just did Independence Day 1996. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And what else did he do around this time? Can't remember. I was thinking of The Fly, but that was the 80s, wasn't it? Right, so she doesn't know, obviously just doesn't know what this is. Are you a little bird or something? Is she stupid? Birds have feathers. Stupid girl. Anyway, like I say, she gives it some. She says, "Look, it's roast beef." Now, that doesn't look very much like roast beef to me. But whatever. Cool puppets and stuff. There's quite a lot of puppetry in this film. Animatronics and all that, and puppets and stuff by the late great Stan Winston and his team, obviously. But there's a lot of CGI as well. And I hope I catch it. There's a mistake in the CGI. Later on, when the camp gets trashed, I think it's a Triceratops. There's a mistake in it, but I'll probably not see it, or they'll have fixed it, like they did with that blooming thing in Final Destination 3 on Friday. But anyway, he was about to do Prince of Egypt. Was he Prince of Egypt, Jeff Goldblum? Oh, right. Well, I can't remember. I do like Prince of Egypt. It's one of them films, although it's it's animated, Prince of Egypt. It's one of them films that gives me, I don't know, goosebumps at times. I don't know why. I'm not particularly religious, but maybe I am and I don't know it. Anyway. Right, so she feeds it some meat, and it's like me with the cats in my back garden and all that. I keep giving them treats, and I wonder why I've got loads of cats calling. So she ends up with loads of compies. Well, I'll just call them that instead of good and full name, Compsognathus. She ends up with loads of compies around her, and they attack her. They hear her screaming. What the hell is this? I have no idea. Is that some lamb or something? I don't know. They're all, rich people. Anyway, they're all attacking her. Well, she's freaking out. They hear her screaming. They all come running round. And the wife, she runs like she's doing a bloody Olympics. When she runs, she's like, yeah, I'm bloody running. Watch. Hang on a minute. Look. Anyway, and then she screams. Don't know what she sees. Well, she sees her daughter getting attacked by compies, but we don't see the aftermath. But we learn later on that she's fine. I think in the book, and then it cuts to she's screaming, and then the scream cuts to Jeff Goldblum yawning. Supposed to make us think that he's there. She's screaming at Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum's attacking their daughter on this tropical island, but it's not. It's on the New York subway, which is where it was filmed apparently. So in he gets. Maybe it's the Final Destination subway. I don't know. But in he gets. He sits down, and then this fella just recognises him and comes over to him and says, "Oh, I recognise you. You, that dinosaur guy from TV. I believed you." Jeff's like going all embarrassed and all stuff. That is a weird entrance for him, it is. But I suppose it's in character, I suppose, isn't it? It's Ian Malcolm. Kind of in character for him. But anyway, they all know who he is. He's famous. But anyway, he's on his way to see John Hammond. Here's Ian Abercrombie, a fine British actor. Who's also been in Babylon 5 as well. Playing Hammond's butler. He says, "Who shall I tell Mr. Hammond is calling?" He says, "Ian Malcolm, I have been summoned." So, what if he paid him to visit? I don't know, but probably. So, anyway, they're going to this house. This is actually a location. I'll tell you where it is just a minute, because it says here, right at the top. This is the Mayfield Senior School in Pasadena. So, there you go. It's on 500 Bellefontaine Street, according to IMDb. Just it says lamb chops, yummy. Yes, I haven't had lamb chops. Lamb's too expensive, isn't it? I do like a good pork chop though. But anyway, so up he goes. Oh, and he meets, reintroduced with Timmy and I can never remember her name. Why can't I remember her name? It just says kids. What the hell do they call her? Lex. That's it, Lex. Sees them. This is all they're in the film for. But apparently, according to Joseph Mazzello, is that his name? Who was going to play John Deacon in Bohemian Rhapsody. Obviously grown up. This film paid for his college, his college tuition, his college years or whatever. So he calls it his, I forgot what he called it. In the documentary, he called it his graduation film or something like that. Because it paid for his college fund. So can't be bad, eh? Anyway, so as I say, they're all being nice and all that stuff, and we learn that there's something up. They're saying, is everything okay? And they say, not really. And then we see loads of men and women come down with boxes of stuff and legal things. They always look like lawyers, don't they? And this is where we're introduced to whatever he's called. I've forgotten already. Arliss Howard. The actor's called Arliss Howard. I've no idea what he's been in. He's got one of those faces you think, I've probably seen him in other stuff. Peter Ludlow. I think he's supposed to be John Hammond's nephew, I think. I'm sure he's in the book. I've read the book. Yeah, I've read the book. A long time ago. And I think he's his nephew. I think I could be wrong. Oh, it does. It says there. It says there, campfire stories with my uncle. There. So there we go. And he's taken control of InGen now because of what happened to Jurassic Park and what's just happened with the little girl on the island. Even though they shouldn't have been there because technically the island's owned by InGen, isn't it? So they were trespassing, essentially. But anyway. But he's now seized control of InGen. He's the main baddie in the film. And he warns off Ian Malcolm. We learned that he's basically been bad-mouthing Ian Malcolm, doing like a character assassination of him and, making out he's crazy and all that stuff. Spreading stories about what happened on Isla Nublar. Anyway, in he goes to see John Hammond. Here's the late, great Sir Richard Attenborough. Did he become Lord Attenborough? I think he did, didn't he? Did he? I think he did. I'm going to check. Richard Attenborough. There we go. Open. In a new tab. Yes, it became Baron Attenborough. So just a mo. Personal life. Where does it say? Where does it say became honoured? Oh, there we go. Honours. Right. He got his CBE in 1967, year I was born. What else? A CBE, by the way, is Commander of the Order of the British Empire. It's like OBE, they're awarded by the monarch, the monarch's birthday honours list. So you can be awarded these. It's just to say, for contributions to the arts and stuff like that. That's why they do them. There's like OBEs, MBEs, and CBEs. I don't know which is. Some are more honourable than others, higher up the scale than others. Then obviously the KBE, which is a Knight of the British Empire. That's when you get called Sir. Yes, we made a life peer, Baron Attenborough, in 1993 of Richmond upon Thames. So there you go. And his brother David Attenborough, I think he might be a. No, he's just a Sir. He's Sir David Attenborough, bless him, and he's still knocking about. Anywho, right? So, and he's gone to see him. Obviously, we can see he's not well. So he's got all the paraphernalia there, and so we learned that there's a Site B. Isla Sorna was the Site B, which kind of negates what he was telling us in the first film, doesn't it? He says Isla Nublar were just the shop window, but so were he lying then when he says he went and he saw the birth of every animal on the island when he showed the eggs hatch and all that? Because in this one he's telling us that the animals were hatched and born on Isla Sorna and then transported to Isla Nublar. Never mind. Are there any perks with honours? I imagine so. I don't know. I imagine so. I've heard that if you get knighted, you do get like money, every year, but I don't know how much. Because I'll never get one of these honours. Sir TOYG. Anyway, where were we? So he's telling him that they've wrested control of the company from him, but he does still have some clout. And now he's decided, because of what happened, the hurricane that hit Isla Nublar also hit Isla Sorna and basically wiped out the island. They evacuated it. And the dinosaurs are just being left to fend for themselves. There you go. The animals were released. And that they have thrived, because it does mention the lysine contingency. And we learn that they've been, somehow they've survived. Later on, we learn that they've been eating plants that are naturally high in lysine and all that. The herbivores, and obviously the carnivores who eat the herbivores. Anyway, so that's how they've got around that bit. Anyway, but then we learn that he wants to send a team in to document the dinosaurs that are surviving there, and he wants Ian to go for some reason. But he says, obviously, no, I'm not going to go. And, basically, he died the last time. He did in the book. In the Jurassic Park book, Ian Malcolm died. So did John Hammond, actually, but that's by the by. But in the Lost World Jurassic Park book, he does say at the beginning something like, that reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. Anyway. Vegisaurus, yes, herbivores, Vegisaurus. Anyway, there we see a nice map of the island, showing where T-Rexes are and Triceratopses, but there are loads of others as well. So obviously he says no, but then he learns that his girlfriend's there, Sarah Harding. We learn there's also like an equipment man and a wildlife photographer and all that stuff. They're already going. But she's there already as his girlfriend, Sarah Harding. And apparently she went out and found him in Costa Rica after the events of Jurassic Park and all that stuff. And they fell in love. So now he's saying, right, I've got to go now and rescue Sarah. So that's what he's going to do. So he says, no, this is now a rescue mission. So that's what he's telling him there, that Sarah's gone. He's trying to phone her up, but she's on the island already. Because she's an animal behaviourist and all that stuff. There you go. She's spent years studying African predators. Anyway, so off he goes. Right, so now we're going to meet the other characters, Nick Van Owen and Eddie. I don't know his last name. Eddie Carr. Also, the security guy survived in the book. I can't remember. Mr. What's his face? I mean, Samuel L. Jackson. Is that what you're on about? I can't remember. I can't remember if I've read Jurassic Park. I know I've read The Lost World, but I can't remember if I've read Jurassic Park. I think I have. But I can't remember. Tell you. When you get to my age, I can't remember what books you've read or which you haven't. I can't remember if I've read it or I've just been told about it. Oh dear. Right. I'm going to have to get another bottle of water. Right, so we're going to meet Eddie Carr, who's arranging all the equipment. He's the equipment specialist. So we've got like cars and trailers and gadgets and all this stuff. So it goes to meet him. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Oh, the raptor rang. Oh, Muldoon. Muldoon. Did he survive in the book? I can't remember. He didn't survive in the film, did he? The actor didn't survive either, did he? He died, didn't he? Bob Peck. He passed away, didn't he? Anywho, right, so we learned that he hits things that don't work, does Ian. And Eddie's always telling him off, technology and violence, not good bedfellows, he says later on. Right, so they're all being introduced. They just think they're going to an island to see animals. I don't think they really think they're going to see dinosaurs. I don't know. Pardon me. Anyway, so, and so we're also introduced to Ian's daughter, Kelly. Don't know where his other kids are. He's got 3 kids, hasn't he? We learned from Jurassic Park he's got 3 kids. She's one of them. I'm guessing the other 2 are from another marriage. Anyway, so she comes to see him. He says he's gonna. He says he's got to go away, so he's going to leave her with the babysitter. He does say her name, but I can't remember. Never meet her. Because obviously she's going to sneak aboard and stow away. But anyway, so that's what this is all about. We're learning that, he's very nice to his daughter, but she's kind of huffy with him. I don't know why she's so. He seems like a nice dad, and he never plays pop with her, and that's what she wants. I don't know. I think she just wants attention, basically. Kids. Anyway, right. So that's where he says, don't listen to me. It's some good parental advice. Don't listen to me. So that's when she's gonna stow away in the big trailer thing. Right, so it is showing them the high hide. I'm not exactly sure how this works. It just shows it here, they go on the high. So it's like on a, I don't know. I don't know how he gets it to work. There we see it going up there, look. How does it get to work on the island? I mean, fair enough here. They're in a place where you can have it hanging from a gantry or whatever. But what does it just... I don't know. I don't know how it gets to work. It doesn't show us. But it works. We have to overthink it. There you go. She's going to hide away. Oh, look! And we get a look at the island the islands where they're going now. As Isla Matanceros. That's where you start the game, Jurassic World Evolution. You start on that island and then move around the others. Isla Muerta, that's a bugger. A lot of storms on that island. Isla Sorna, Isla Tacano, and Isla Peña. That's horrible, is that island. It's always night time on Isla Peña. And lots of storms there as well in the game. Note that Isla Nublar's not there because that's somewhere else. I forgot where it said it was. But we don't see it. It's not part of this island chain. The 5 deaths. Right, so they're on the way. Look, there they are. They're arriving now at Isla Sorna on this boat. And this, we learned that Eddie's got a a dart thing that's got super duper powerful nerve poison stuff that'll kill you instantly, but which never gets used. I don't think it does anyway. It never gets used. Right, so we're learning that the fellow that owns the boat won't get any. He'll drop them off, and then he's not going to hang around. He'll go away and wait and anchor offshore because he's heard too many stories about this island chain. That's why they call them the Le Cinque Mortes, the 5 deaths. So anyway, so he's left them and now he's buggered off. Right, so here they are. So I'm guessing Eddie's driving that, and Nick must be driving one of these, and Ian driving the other one. I'm guessing. I don't know. But so they park up somewhere because it just cuts, and then they're suddenly in the California redwoods, looking for Sarah, and he finds her pack. There we go. That's got all holes in it. So he starts shouting her, Sarah, Sarah, and Nick goes, Sarah Harding. And he goes, how many Sarahs do you think are on this island? And then they see a herd, family, whatever you want to call them, a whoop, Professor. It's a whoop of stegosauruses. I don't know what they are. A family of stegosauruses is moving by. And they're like, ooh, wow, they're amazing. And then he's like, ooh, yes, that's how it begins. Then later there's running and screaming. So anyway, so we're seeing them. They're cool CG. He's taking photos. He's Nick. There we go. And later there's running and screaming. So we're going to take some more photos, but then he's obviously got no peripheral vision. He doesn't see Sarah Harding there. And she makes him jump. She turns around because he hears his camera click. And he goes, oh, Nick, and he falls over. Anyway, so they found her, but she's fine, and she said he shows her the pack with the holes in. So it's always like that. It's my lucky pack, and he starts banging on about what she's learned about these dinosaurs. And then I thought, yawn. We learned that they look after their kids, and they monitor the nests and blah blah blah. Don't care. Anyway, there we go. That's my lucky pack. And then she borrows Nick's camera. And obviously she doesn't know how to use it properly because she's basically almost going to die because she sees a baby stegosaur in a minute. Where are we? Then starts taking pictures of it. If you're going to bloody show it, there we go. A cool animatronic from Stan Winston. But she's touching it. She's always got to touch it. Why can't she not touch? But then the camera starts making noises. So I'm guessing it's not a digital camera then. Because it starts making noises as though it's rewinding the film. So they had digital cameras in 1997, didn't they? Sure they did. Anyway, so it must be a film camera. And it scares the baby Stegosaurus, and the others start running, and he's saying because they think Sarah's going to get killed now, he's like, shoot them, so they're just protecting their baby, and he says, so am I. Anyway, so it's chasing her. Oh, it's going to... She nearly dies here, look, bloody hell. Woof, like, ooh, that close, wasn't it? She gets in a log and nearly gets a stegosaur spike in her bum. Any minute now. Have I missed it? I've gone past it, haven't I? Well, there, I want it. There we go. It showed them filming that bit, and it just, obviously just men on the other side, just with big spikes through the log. Anyway, she's fine. They're moving off. He says they're moving off. So anyway, they carry on. They don't see any Ewoks in this area, but unfortunately. So they have a little chit-chat. He wants her to go. He says, no, I'm stopping. I'm doing my job and all that stuff. And they're heading back to their camp. And there's a fire. Somebody started the fire. Who started the fire? Whatever. And we learn it was Kelly. She opens the door. There we go. She says, look, I wanted to make you dinner. Hate kids. Anyway, so he's thinking, well, I've got to get my daughter out of here. But the phone, none of the phones were working, or the radios or anything. So they're having a chat about, she shouldn't be there, etc. But she is. And Sarah's telling them, or telling Ian, I don't need you right now. I'm staying. I'm doing a job here. So you two can go. But then they see loads of helicopters going by with InGen on the side of them. There we go, like that. By the way, I found out the other week, it's also been mentioned this week, Face Off is in the Jurassic Park universe. I can't remember when I saw it on originally. I've seen Face Off, but I've never noticed this bit. In one part of Face Off, in a lab or something, or a hospital or something, there's there's something that's got the InGen logo on. So does that mean Face Off is in the Jurassic Park universe? I don't know. Why is that in there? I have no idea. But anyway, that's by the by. Right, and then we're going to cut to the InGen people have arrived with Ludlow. We're going to get introduced to Pete Postlethwaite, gone to Steven Spielberg, the greatest actor in the world. Don't know. I mean, he's good, Pete Postlethwaite, but anyway. And Justin's going to $2 super chat. Thank you very much for you, friend. Thank you very much. I'll just make sure it's not a super sticker. It's a super chat. Thank you very much. That is hugely appreciated. I forgot what I was saying now. And Pete Postlethwaite. Yes, Steven Spielberg reckons is the greatest actor in the world. But it's good, but I wouldn't say he was the greatest. But anyway, somebody was saying, I can't remember who it was now. It might be Steven Spielberg. It was the only one of the actors in the film that looked as though he believed there were real dinosaurs on the island. I'd never thought that when I watched it, but never mind. Lots of these weird little speeches in this film. Now, earlier on, we had Sarah giving this speech about the eggs in this nest and all stuff, and I'm thinking, we don't care. And now he's giving his little speech to Ludlow. There we go. He's going basically telling us why he's there, but it goes on a bit too long. But anyway, all he wants, he don't want money. I suppose he wants his men to have money that he's put together, but all he wants is to hunt a male T-Rex. By the way, how quickly do these dinosaurs grow? I've seen it mentioned somewhere that InGen have genetically modified them so that they mature faster. Does that mean they'll die faster as well? Presumably so. Anyway. Right, so anyway, they're out here looking for dinosaurs to round up, and here we see them. There's men on motorbikes. We'll see it in a minute. Look, if I were going to a dinosaur-infested island, I'd want to be one of the cars, one of the vehicles that I couldn't get taken off by a T-Rex or anything. I wouldn't be riding a motorbike underneath. I mean, look, he thinks he's blooming what's-her-face, doesn't he? Off Lord of the Rings, going under the Oliphant. I forgot her name now. Miranda Otto. I'm doing that because she stabbed him with swords and stuff, didn't she? Anyway, Justin says, yeah, he did look like he believed the magic because he's the greatest actor in the world. Steven Spielberg. Anyway, I won't be doing that. Riding under is it a Brachiosaurus he's riding under? We can see, what else can we see? The Gallimimuses and the Pachycephalosauruses and Parasaurolophuses. Yeah, better bring tanks. Yeah, I wouldn't have been on a motorbike anyway. Right, so this fella is Robert Burke, who's based on the real-life paleontologist Bob Backer, who did get a mention in the first film. But I think the main consultant for the film was Jack Horner, wasn't he? But anyway. Right, so they're rounding up a Pachycephalosaurus, a sort of Pachycephalosaurus, which is an herbivore, but it's got a hard, big dome on its head that's solid bone, probably used for, pardon me, mating rituals, rutting, like stags and stuff, rut, they probably do it for that, don't they? So they're rounding that up. They're not being very nice with these dinosaurs, and they have another little speech where he goes on about telling us all about this random person. who I don't think we ever see again. I don't know. They say, look, the neck's connected to the skull at the bottom instead of at the back. And anyway, this guy was interesting cowboy. Yeah, he is. But doesn't have much to do in this film, really, apart from just give us a bit of info on the dinosaurs. And spoilers, he gets eaten later. Anyway, right, so here they are, they're rounding this up. Cool cinematography, I must admit. Never see some... They're watching, our heroes are watching from a vantage point, watching the dinosaurs getting herded by the InGen people. It's supposed to show that they're not respecting the dinosaurs, are they? Because they just see them, particularly Ludlow, just sees them as product, doesn't he? They belong to InGen. Anyway, so they're doing all this. He's going to get a Parasaurolophus. He's shot it with a tranquilizer dart. That's Dieter, played by Peter Stormare. He's supposed to be the second in command after Pete Postlethwaite. Roland Tembo is Pete Postlethwaite's character. Anyway, I'm showing that what they're doing. They've got it roped up. This kind of reminds me a bit of the roping scene in Valley of Gwangi, a little bit, but not as good. I love Valley of Gwangi more than this, but anyway. Apparently John Williams homaged Max Steiner's musical score from the original King Kong in this film. Can't say I've noticed, to be completely honest, but apparently that's what he said. Anyway, so they're going to pull it, look, not respecting the animals, being all horrible with them. And if what I do not approve, says Eddie in his head. Anyway, right, so I presume passage of time, because now it's night time, it looks like it anyway. Roland's found a T-Rex print. Oh, it's not night time, it's daytime out there. Must just be undercover, I don't know. There we go, he's off on his hunt for his T-Rex. Meanwhile, Dieter's going to show that he's a baddie because he's going to zap a compy. There's a compy there watching him. Procompsognathus triassicus. It just tells us this information that we don't really want to know. But anyway, it's there. Obviously, a Stan Winston thingamabob. And he gives it a zap. He gives it a zap with the cattle prod thing, whatever it is, a zapper. And he says, they've never seen humans before, although maybe they have, I don't know, because there were people on the island, weren't there, until it were evacuated. It's only been, is it supposed to be like 5 years later or something like that? It's not been that long, has it? So, they must have seen humans at some point, but anyway. Or maybe some of them aren't, I don't know, but anyway. As I said, I don't know how quickly they grow. There were some good deleted scenes for this film. I didn't get around to watching them, actually. I think they are on the disc, but I didn't get around to watching them. Because it's been one of those days today. There you go. There haven't been any visitors to this island, but there were originally, because it were it was the factory floor, wasn't it? Anyway, so he gives it a zap and off it runs. There's no reason to fear man. It says now it does. Right, Roland and AJ, that's his, or AJ, whatever they pronounce it, who is like his assistant or something. He's not second in command, but he hangs around with Roland, who apparently they offered the part to Art Malik, from the Living Daylights and True Lies. But he rejected the role because he said that what they wanted to pay him was an insult. So, anyway. But they got this other fella in. Oh, I don't know. Right. They find a Rex nest. There we go. And there's a baby T-Rex in the nest. Mummy and Daddy are nowhere to be seen. So what they're going to do, they're going to be quite cruel now. They basically break its leg to get the parents to come back. Why don't they just wait? Because they'd have been back eventually, wouldn't they? But anyway, they go. They've chained it down, broken its leg, so it's crying out in pain. But they'd have come back anyway, wouldn't they? You'd have thought. But obviously, they want them to come back when they want them to come back. Right, so we see the camp that they've set up. They've got dinosaurs in cages and stuff. And we learn that Nick is there not only to take photographs and stuff, but it's also there as the backup plan or whatever. In case they did come across people like this from InGen, Hammond wanted a backup, so that Nick is going to go in and free the dinosaurs. But anyway, so that's what it said. They're taking the dinosaurs back to the mainland, and now Ludlow's going to tell us, going to do a bit of exposition and tell us what's going to happen. We see some compies in cages here. He's on a video call with the investors, and this is where we learn that. Hang on, where is it? Is it somewhere? That one too far. It does show a picture of it. No, blah, blah, blah. And whatever. We see there, can see it there, look. Apparently, before he built Jurassic Park in Costa Rica, in San Diego on the InGen waterfront, he built an amphitheatre that he were going to have dinosaurs in, but then decided to just do it on an island instead. And it's still there, so Ludlow's going to reactivate this Jurassic Park amphitheatre in San Diego if the investors will stump up the cash. But so that's what he's saying. Meanwhile, Nick and the others are going around and opening all the doors on the cages. There we go. There we go. That's what he's showing it. Mr. Hammond built this, and it's still there apparently. In the film, not in real life. Anyway, then suddenly, that's it. All the dinosaurs get out because they're being freed. I think this is the bit with the mistake in it. Let me just check. I think its tail goes through that or whatever. Something happens. So I have to go through it a frame at a time. I think I can catch it. There is a mistake here somewhere. I remember seeing it. Moves its tail round. Its tail's actually in front of that man, isn't it? A bit, you can see there. I'm sure it does. Sure it's this bit. Still looks cool anyway. Like I said, Triceratops causing its trouble. Might not be this bit, might be another bit. Oh dear. Unless they've changed it, they could have done. You never know. Might have done a George Lucas. Notice the obviously that's CG, and the contrast is very dark. You know, in the shadows on that, but on the people in foreground, it's not quite as dark, is it? See, it's not that, is it? Might be another bit. Anyway, whatever. Or maybe I just imagined it. Oh, yes. What happens here now? That blows up. But we saw that. We see that truck or whatever, that explodes, an explosion, and it goes up in the air a little bit, but then comes back down again. But you notice there's a big wire on it. Where is it? Oh, for Pete's sake. There you go. You see the big wire? Obviously, that's the wire that they pulled it up with, isn't it? But, Hollywood magic. But then suddenly, they're up this tree waiting for the T-Rex to come back. And suddenly, a big bloody... I mean, how the hell's that happened? Bloody car hits a tree. Likes throwing cars into trees, doesn't he, in Jurassic Park? Steven Spielberg did it in the first one as well. They just managed to get out of the way. I'd have been shitting myself. There'd have been poo everywhere. Or I'd just have had an instant heart attack. Anyway... While they're running away, Nick goes and grabs the baby T-Rex, notices it's got a broken leg, decides to pick it up, and off he goes. Roland's not happy with Dieter. Says, this is the last time I leave you in charge. I mean, fair enough. He might have been in charge, but he didn't know others were going to come and free all the dinosaurs, did they? Anyway, so they brought the baby T-Rex back to the thing, and they're going to try and fix its leg. It's not a good idea, really, is it? Right, so Eddie's set up his high hide. How the hell has he done this? I don't know. Did he climb the tree and or has he built a big scaffolding to... I don't know how it gets up there. Sky hooks or something, I don't know. Anyway, so he's trying to get through on the radio to the boat so the boat can come back for him. They bring in a baby T-Rex, which is actually a fully this model, this animatronic is a fully contained animatronic model. You know, that didn't have any wires or anything coming out of it. It were all in, so they could pick it up and run about with it, and its head moved, and its eyes moved, and its legs and tail moved, and all that stuff, which were cool. So it's calling out and all that, and Nick puts his belt around its mouth to shut it up. She's just happens to have an X-ray machine, so she finds the brake. There it is. There's the fracture, so the set it to make it better. They go up in the high hide. As I said, I don't what it's up a tree, but I don't. I don't know. How does it get up there? I don't know. Anyway, while they're up there, the T-Rex roar in the distance. So they think they can't get through. They're not answering the phone. They're saying the T-Rex is on its way, so he's going to go down. He tells Kelly to stay there with Eddie. So he goes and tells them that T-Rex is coming. Here he goes, and it's too late. They're here. The T-Rexes are here. There they are. Again, cool animatronics from Stan Winston Studios. Had 2 this time. You notice this one's got all scars on its face. Look. How many T-Rexes are on the island then? Don't know. The suggestion is that it's got scars on its face from fighting other T-Rexes, you know, for mating rights and stuff like that. How many T-Rexes on this island then? Don't know. Oh dear. Anyway, it's all going to kick off now, isn't it? It's all going to kick off now. So they give the baby back. They're knocking the trailer. They're not smashing it to bits yet, but they give them the baby back. Look, here's your baby. Look, off you go. See, obviously it can walk now. They've fixed its leg. And they're moving off. There we go. So they think they've got it over with. But then suddenly, Ian has some sort of psychic revelation. I don't know. Because he just says, look, this isn't good. Hang on. So I don't know how it knew that. Is that Jeff Goldblum? Or is it a stuntman? I don't know. Are they all stunt people? That looks like Julianne Moore. Is that's not maybe they're all stunt people, because this is where the trailer gets rolled over thusly. So maybe they're all stunt people, you know, stand-ins. Maybe they are, because they didn't look like the real people, did they? So the T-Rexes have come back for revenge. And they're rolling they roll over the trailer, and then they're pushing it off the cliff, because they just decided they were going to park on the edge of a cliff. Because you know, not very clever, but anyway. Apparently, this cliff set, by the way, it is a set. Were built on the side of a multi-story car park in Los Angeles. So there you go. There it is, dangling over there. This bit just falls off for some reason. There it goes. And that's glass. Why has it got a big glass panel on the back of the trailer? Dunno. Just has. And she falls, does Sarah. There you go. She falls and she lands. Luckily, it does have a big glass panel. But it's breaking as the glass, look. It's like, oh no. And anyway, a lucky pack saves the day. Nick's trying to get the satellite phone, but it drops. Smashes the glass, and she grabs her lucky pack. Malcolm's got the lucky pack. She grabs grabs it, and she's hanging there. Ah! Eddie's coming to the rescue. Here he is, and Eddie. I think Eddie's the unsung hero of this film, in my opinion. He's super brave. He's doing his best to save their lives. He gets a rope and ties it around this stump of this tree, throws it down to him. Weird thing happens here, though, with this rope. We'll see. Maybe I missed it, I don't know. Anyway, it's sliding off the cliff, look. So now he's not only got to save them, he's got to stop the trailer from going over the cliff. Anyway, the rope that is put down the tree, look, it's undone. It's undone. Maybe it's not totally undone. It mustn't have totally undone, because, well, I don't know. No, it's still there, isn't it? Does he tie it up again? Does he? Don't know. Does it show us? No, is it? No, that's what is getting the thing from the, what they call it? The pulley thing on the car. What do they call them? That. Yeah, it's doing that. So the rope round the stump, has that come undone or whatever? I don't know. But they're all just hanging there. But then suddenly they grab hold of the rope that's round the stump, which has just come undone. Obviously not completely undone. I don't know. But he's trying to... There you go. They grab hold of that again, look. Anyway. But... Anyway, he's trying to pull it back up, and he does a bit. But then the T-Rexes come. Here they come, look. The T-Rexes come back. And he's not giving up. I'd have been out of there. He says, sorry you lot. Can't save you. I'm out of here. But no, he keeps trying to save them. But gives his life. There you go, the T-Rex are just ripping his car to bits. And actually grab hold of him. This is one of the things that my mum thought were too vicious. There's a bit later on where the fella gets squished by a T-Rex, and the bit in the waterfall as well. She thought it was too vicious. But anyway, this bit here where they actually grab, it's actually a stuntman. They actually did this for real. Actually, the T-Rex animatronic one did actually grab him and pull him up. For that bit. There you go. They did actually do that for real, and they had to be really careful. Because it's a powerful machine. But obviously this next bit's CG. Where they just pull him in half, don't they? Flip him over and just rip him in half. Tell you, dead cruel. It's dead cruel. Nature. Make sure we're still going. Haven't got a copyright thing. Yeah. It's fine. Anywho. So, poor Eddie. But then, obviously, because he's not in the car, he was in the car, in reverse, trying to pull the thing up. Now that's going over the cliff. There it goes. But luckily they're hanging on to that rope, which has obviously refastened itself. I think you would stay for friends or family. You go out a hero. Well, yeah, you'd like to think that. But you don't know until that happens. I'd be out there. I don't really know you lot. You're not friends or family. I've only just met you. See ya. And then I'd be saying, sort of trying to help him, but there was nothing I could do. Anyway, but poor Eddie, yes, poor Eddie. The unsung hero of this film. Anyway, so they're hanging onto this rope, down that goes. And explodes. And there's a wheel that comes up, and I don't know why, but I always notice it for some reason. It just looks weird. It looks like this weird wheel with bits stuck on. It reminds me of like a wheel off a child's toy. Maybe it is, I don't know. Anyway, they climb back up, and then a hand appears, and we learn that it's the InGen people. And so they're all going to team up now to get to one of the old buildings, because we learned that the power thing is on what they call it, geothermic power, and so they should be able to get it working to use the radio in the command centre, or whatever it's called. I hope you never tested, but oh dear. I hope I never end up on a dinosaur-infested island. Anyway, Nick and Dieter are almost coming to blows, but anyway, so off they go. Oh, and there's also a bit more information about T-Rexes having the largest olfactory system of any animal apart from the turkey vulture. Oh, shut up. Basically, they can smell good. Early CGI trick with the probably. Anywho, right, so we learned that they've got to go through raptor territory to get to this building. So anyway, so off they go. Off they go into the rain. Stop raining there for some reason, but now it's raining again. Raining there, not raining there, and then raining. Really raining there, isn't it? Bloody hell. Anyway, so off they go. They're heading that way. Now it's stopped raining again. This looks like Hawaii, doesn't it? Bet it is. Maybe not. I don't know. They're having a break. Oh, right. He says, goes up to it and says, are you injured? Because he sees all blood on her shirt. And you'd think she'd know better, wouldn't you? And he says, no, it's the baby T-Rexes. It's the baby's blood. Because she said it's broken leg. The leg that he broke. And you think, hang on, then that blood, they'll be able to smell that blood, that their baby's blood. The T-Rex probably thinking, why can we smell my baby's blood from over there when the baby's here? So they'll come and investigate it. You thought she'd have taken that off and left it somewhere, wouldn't you? But no, she's stupid. Anyway, he's left his shotgun there as Roland. Because earlier on, Eddie asked to have a look at his gun. Because he wouldn't steal the bullets out of it, shells, whatever. But Roland's been distracted with her and he's left his gun there. Now Eddie's going to see it. There we go. He notices it there. Right, Dieter's going to go off now because he needs a wee. And he tells this fella called Carter, doesn't look like a Carter. But he says, Carter, I'm going to the ladies' room. And Carter doesn't hear him or doesn't really notice him going either. Maybe he has, don't know, but he doesn't pay much attention. He's listening to Spanish music or Latin music on his headset. Later on, he's shouting Spanish. And I think the actor's called, I forgot now. He's got a thing, hang on, I'll tell you, because he'll be here somewhere. Come on, Carter, where are you? How's he not there? I mean, he's got a bloody name, you'd think he'd be there, wouldn't you? I think he'd be here on IMDb. Where the heck is he? Oh, there we go, Carter. Thomas Rosales Jr. So, I'm guessing they've named him Carter after, is it, I think Rick Carter, the production designer. So I'm guessing that's what he's named after. It doesn't look like a Carter. So got him with Lopez or Sanchez or something. Anyway. Oh, yeah, she's setting them up. Yeah. She's doing it on purpose. Don't know. She's stupid, probably. Anyway, so off he goes. He's going for a wee or a poo or something, but he gets distracted by compies again. Look, there's more compies, look. The bane of his life. But he thinks he can chase them off. But then he gets lost. He gets turned around. Look, he's shouting, Carter, where are you? I got turned around in here. It was in Armageddon as well, wasn't it? Peter Stormare, I just remembered. So that was, I think, the year after this, wasn't it? I think. Armageddon. He played the commander of the Russian space station, who is a bit off. Anyway, again, no Ewoks to be seen. There's Carter, oblivious to what's going on. Anyway, he falls down there, and then the compies all attack him. There we go, they're all jumping on him and attacking him. And they were getting him. We see some shots of... where is it? No, never mind. We see some shots of compies on him, and he were told, don't touch any of them because they're really fragile. And he said, well, it'd be better if I could get hold of one of them, as though one of them's, biting me or something, and I've ripped it off, and I could throw it away, make a rubber one or something. I can control it, I can shake it about and make it look as though it's getting me. So they did that, and it actually works really well in a minute. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. It might be later. But oh, there we go. It's this one. They've got one that looks as though it's biting his lip. And he says, have it look as though it's biting my lip, and then they can have a blood pellet or something, spit out blood and throw it away. So this one is just a rubber compy, and he's like just shaking it about, making it look as though it's getting him. And he throws it away, and he scares them all off, but they're going to get him. Anyway, they set off, and then they realise that Dieter's not there eventually, But anyway, they're going to get him now. They keep, they're whittling away at him, aren't they? And he falls over this log, and then they just all just leap over. And they're all getting him. Apparently, they're really hard to do with these compies. They're the hardest of the dinosaurs for the CG people to do, apparently. Because there were so many of them, I think, and it was like still kind of early days, wasn't it, in CG, 1997, and it was really hard for them to make them look as though, even though the little, they had to still make us look they had weight and all that, they were jumping about, and it was hard to make them look as though they weren't floating, essentially. But they did a good job. There they are, getting him, and then we see blood running, not particularly effectively realistic blood. It just looks like CG blood, doesn't it? It looks like red mist rather than red water, doesn't it? Blood in the water. This looks like red mist, but anyway, whatever. So that's the end of Dieter. They got him. Death by 1,000 cuts, essentially, wasn't it? And he's saying, he's asking Carter, how long ago was it when you saw it? He says 15 minutes or so, I don't know. So they go looking for him. And saying, you lot carry on, and we'll meet you at the command centre, whatever the hell it's called. And Mr. Ludlow's saying to him, right, come on then, up you get, chop, let's get on. And they're all ignoring him until Nick gets up. And he goes, come on, fellas, let's get out of here. And they all get up then, so it just shows that they're not paying any attention to Ludlow. They've got more respect for the enemy than their boss of the men. Anyway, right. There they are asleep. They've come back. Said, did you find him? As in Dieter. Said, just the parts they didn't like. Anyway. They're asleep. She's got the jacket hung up with all the blood. She's got it hung up in the tent, because the T-Rex is going to arrive now. I think we see this. There we go. We see the old boom. There you go. Have they got a piano string under that puddle? Or did they just CG it this time? I don't know. But anyway, here comes the T-Rex. There you go. She notices. Oh, Pete's sake, man. There we go. She notices the blood-covered jacket up there. I'd have just left it behind. I mean, it's a tropical island. It's not exactly cold, is it? But anyway, so there you go. She's anyway. Here comes the T-Rex, and it's having a good old sniff. And it's a good job they haven't got one of them tents that's all in one, like a pop-up tent that's all in one. The ground sheets connected to the walls and stuff. Because of what we see in a minute. Good job it's a good old-fashioned tent. They're trying not to scream, but Carter screams. Wakes everybody up, and there we go. And the T-Rex just chucks the tent about. So it's a good job it wasn't one of those tents that's all in one. Or Sarah and Kelly had been flying through the jungle in a tent. But anyway, so then they're all running for their lives. The T-Rex after them. There's another bit here that my mum thought were unnecessarily. I think it was this bit actually that were her least favourite part. But. Juicy's with a super sticker. Blimey. Are you feeling flush, mate? What's the super sticker? I've got to check over here. It's some sort of pie. It is some sort of pie. Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you. $1.49 super sticker. Amazing. Thank you very much. Is it a dinosaur pie? But no, it's both T-Rexes are there. There's one there. I didn't notice that before. Anyway, they're all running for their lives, and the fella gets squished. He gets stood on. But first, Roland goes for his shotgun. Aims and shoots, but it just clicks. Justin says, "I share." Yes, you do. Thank you very much. Dieter pie. Yes, that's what the compies are having. Anyway, notices he's emptied out his shells. And he says that. I always remember this bit because for some reason, my son liked this film when he was little. And he wouldn't swear on this bit. And for some reason, he made his own word. And we still laugh about it from time to time now. Instead of that, he went, Sharvy. And I was like, Why is he pick? And they said, why did you pick that word? I said, I don't know. I just did. It was only about, when did this come out? It was about 5 when this came out, so it'll be about 5 or 6 or 7. You just said the word Sharvy. And we still laugh now. Anyway, so obviously he hasn't shot the T-Rex. We're going to see the fella get squished in a minute. They all run into, have I gone past it? I might have gone past it. Let's go back. Right, Sharvy, the Sharvy bit. It might be after this bit. It might be. They're still running for their lives. I don't want to miss it. The bit that my mam were unnecessarily vicious. It might not be this bit yet. Because they're heading for the waterfall, aren't they? Here we go. They're all running to the waterfall. Or is this fella going to get squished? Is it this fella? Here it is. It's Carter, isn't it? I've just noticed Carter gets squished. There we go. Gets squished and then comes up again and squishes him again. And I think my mum thought, that was a bit too cruel, seeing him getting squished to death over and over. Just he says they ate him all up. Yes, they did. Apart from the bits they didn't like. I wonder which bits they were. Cheese and crackers was my cuss as a kid. Cheese and crackers. Peas and rice. Anyway. So poor Carter's been squished to death. Right. What they got here? Veterinary tranquilizers. Contains concentrated nerve agents! Exclamation mark. Use extreme caution. I want to see what this says. I can't just make it out. What does it say? There we go. If ingested, consult Poison Control Centre immediately. Do not induce vomiting. No known antidote. Dun, dun, dun. Right. But this isn't, obviously, this isn't the deadly stuff that Eddie had. This is, because this is tranquilizer stuff, isn't it? Anyway, so, I think is it eating Carter there? I don't know. But anyway, he gets a shot off to that one. Meanwhile, they're hiding go through a waterfall. Here it is. Hang on, where are we? There we go. Go through this waterfall. T-Rex follows them. It's actually, a portable waterfall that they had, just so they could have this sheet of water coming down. And Stan Winston said, "Can we do that bit last?" Of all the stuff that we need the T-Rex for. Can we do that bit last? Because, T-Rexes and water don't mix very well. Although they did really well in this film. Jurassic Park's famous, isn't it, for the T-Rex freaking out in water and going all juddery and stuff because of all the weight and stuff of the water. But they did a lot better in this one. They got that worked out. And also the 2 T-Rexes in this film, they weighed 9 tons. I don't know if that's each or for both of them, because of all the stuff inside. And they were on rollers, what they call it, like a dolly track that moved them up and down on them. And rather than move the T-Rexes to different sets, it was easy for them to just build a new set around the T-Rexes. So whenever you see them in different places, they've just changed all the set around. So it's obviously in a studio, isn't it? When you see the animatronic T-Rexes, which is what we're seeing there. Anyway, so they can't get to him. They can't reach you. But then poor, I forgot his name now. The Bob Backer fella. I forgot his character's name. Robert Burke. He gets scared by a snake in a minute. Man, it's sad we don't make movies like this anymore. There's one coming out the day after tomorrow. On July the 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm sure there'll be some... I hope there is. I hope there's some animatronic stuff in that. I want to go see it, but my son won't go see it. So. Anyway. So they're hiding from the T-Rex in here. And he comes running in. I think the T-Rex is coming back, but he comes running in. There's Ian. Some of the other people are running through this long grass, and AJ's saying to him, "Don't go in the long grass." That's like how he says it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to play it. Don't go into the long grass. Where's it supposed to be from? I have no idea. No, the technology, we don't use it much anymore. I don't seem to do the. That's a Stan Winston Studios still around, but it's called Legacy Studios, isn't it? I've said before, I don't know why they just didn't keep calling it Stan Winston Studios in his honour, but anyway. Pardon me. But yeah. Anyway. So they're going running through the long grass. Remember, they're in Velociraptor territory. They're still calling them Velociraptors, by the way. They have done all the way through the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World films, haven't they? Even though we all know that Velociraptors were little teeny tiny ones, weren't they? These are more like Utah Raptors or what else? There's another one, weren't there? I can't remember now. But there were bigger versions, weren't there? There were really big versions, weren't there? Like Ultra Raptor, that were really big, I think, wasn't it? But anyway, so they're running for their lives through the long grass, but the raptors are coming, look, oh, they're coming through the grass. And then if you notice, there's some really close here. Look there, you can see them bobbing through the grass. So they're all going to get got. There we go. People are disappearing in a minute. There we go. This fella here, right, okay. He's just stops running and turns and screams. I don't know what he's looking at, because he turns and screams. What's he screaming at? Because when we cut back, there's nothing there. Look, it's there now. They're now getting him. But when he turned round, there was nothing there. Maybe he saw, maybe he got a glimpse of it, I don't know. But anyway, he gets got by the raptors. Anyway, they're running through the long grass now, because it's the way to go. Anyway, but luckily the raptors are bothered with the others. Right, so anyway, they found some more bones, some big bones. Obviously, must be of sauropods or something, some rib cages and stuff. Nick says he's going to run ahead, because obviously, I think he's hurt a bit. Is Ian? I don't know what's up with him. He's like going, ooh, and they say, rest, Ian, rest. But he's fine in a few minutes. So Nick's going off to make the call. So he heads into the whatever this is. I've forgotten. Does it say in the plot? What does it say? Where is it they're going? It just says the InGen base. I can't remember what they called it in the film. Never mind. So he gets there. There we go. And heads into the... I think this is supposed to remind us a bit of Jurassic Park, like the visitor centre, but obviously it's not, because we're on a different island, aren't we? But there we go, he finds that look, Jurassic Park, showing the visitor centre, but that makes him jump. The painting of a T-Rex makes him jump. Anyway, so it does get through. It switches everything on. There we go. Westinghouse. And gets through and calls for help. There we go. InGen Harvest Base, and come and save us, basically. Anyway, so what's happening here? Well, that's Ludlow. Yes, he's found Roland, who is sitting next to a sleeping T-Rex buck. Although it's not showing us yet. No, that's for later. Oh no, it is there. Look. Oh no, it's not. But he's sitting next to the sleeping T-Rex buck. Right, so they're walking through. They're heading to where Nick is. You see that there's all these dinosaur rib bones that that Steven Spielberg, people say, but it'd be cool if they could walk through these dinosaur rib bones, and then the bones would change into pipes and stuff for the base, and it'd look cool. And I suppose so it does. So there you go. Suddenly the bones suddenly become pipes in a weird rib manner. There you go. Oh dear. Anyway, right, so they've arrived, but they're going to get stalked now by Andy lost his friend. I don't think he knows that yet, though, does he? He tells us later on, doesn't he, that AJ didn't make it. But I don't think he knows that yet, does he? But he'll just find out later. Anyway, so here come the raptors. There they are. And they grab hold of Sarah's lucky pack. And so a lucky pack saves her again. And then, are they stupid? Right, so Sarah gets away. Here we go, she gets away. And they go around this car. And the raptors are there, eating a lucky pack. They just go round the car, back to the same raptor. Are they idiots? Why didn't they just... The door were there, in front of them, where they're supposed to be going. Why have they gone back there? I have no idea. Anyway, it distracts it, makes it come here. So he does has a little scene where there's a raptor chasing him. There we go, in and out of this office, and he ends up pulling this door off its hinges, and it knocks him through. It's all very amusing. They duck into this, it's like a power centre, like I don't know, like a power shack or something. I don't know. Why didn't Nick go in here? I don't know, but there's all lights and things. But anyway, they're in there. That was funny. I don't know why they went round that car. Anyway, meanwhile, there's 3 raptors, by the way, and I think at least one of them's a male, because they made them different. I think the male's a different colour, but you can't really tell in this lighting. You can't tell much difference between them, to be honest. This one's got its nose through the glass of this car that Ian's hiding in. Kind of reminds me a bit of I think The Howling, where all the werewolves are burning in the barn, and one of them gets its nose through this wooden thing, and it's like going, ah. Anyway, whatever. Right, so it's trying to get him. They're trying to dig their way out. There we go. Trying to dig their way out. The raptors at the other side trying to dig their way in. But then suddenly a raptor, she sticks her, Kelly, you go first. And then a raptor appears. So, more bicycle clips for me. Anyway, so they climb up. Instead of getting out, because they're trapped inside, they climb up. And this is where Kelly shows off her gymnastics, because she had a gymnastics thing, apparently. But she was cut from the team. And Ian comes in, and there we go, and he starts climbing up, but a raptor gets in, and it's collared him. But luckily, raptors like to play with their food and don't get them instantly and give us chance, to get distracted or whatever. But Kelly calls out, "Hey, you!" and she does her, does her gymnastics thing. Hey, you, and she does her gymnastics. There you go. She thinks she's bloody Olga Corbett, showing me age now. There you go. She kicks it out through there. And he goes, "Oh, you were cut from the team." And by the way, she spends all the film, pretty much. Hang on, where are we? Let's see if it shows. I'm going to show her from the front. Oh, never mind. Spends all the film going. I'm sure Steven Spielberg told her to do that. You're out of breath, so she's like, going. But anyway, this was such a fun movie. It is a good film. But the others are better, in my opinion. Anyway, right, so she's climbed up onto the roof. They've run away now. They've got out through the door. She's climbed up onto the roof, jumped over to the wherever this building is, and the raptor jumps over her. Have we seen it yet? Yeah, here it comes. Whee! Jumps over her. There you go. And she screams, as you would. But it uses the tiles, and she makes it slide down. With the tiles. Now there's another one that's on the ground, jumping up as she's throwing tiles at it, and then she makes this one slide down, and then there we go, down they go, and then they start fighting on the floor. Then she falls. This is a nice little. I quite like this scene, I must admit, where she's trying to crawl away, and their 2 raptors are fighting and rolling about over her, and. There you go, they're rolling about over, and she's trying to crawl away while they're distracted, which she does. All right, and then just suddenly, I don't know where was she on the ground then? She looked a bit, but then suddenly she falls through more stuff, and then through a window, and then they're there. What? The geography is baffling me. But anyway. But anyway, help's arriving. Look, helicopters and stuff are arriving. So here we are, the helicopter. They're back at the beginning again. So they went all the way up somewhere and then back down. I don't bloody know. But anyway, there's the helicopter on the helipad. InGen, we make your future. Anyway, so there we go. They're rescued, and Nick is saying that's one. I forgot what he says now. That's one thing he won't kill. He's showing he's got the bullets from the shotgun shells. But there, one souvenir they won't be taking with them. But we know that they are, aren't they? I think that's the last we see of Nick in this film. Right, so they've got the T-Rex, and they've got the baby T-Rex as well, we learn. But this is where he says, this is where we learn that he knows that AJ's dead. Ludlow's saying, you've got a job with InGen if you want it. You've saved the company and all that. But says, a job for you in San Diego if you want it. And he says, no, thank you. I've spent enough time around death. And off he goes, puts his hat on. I wonder where he went after this, don't know. It's a pity he didn't pop. I know he passed away, didn't he, Pete Postlethwaite? I don't know when. When did he die? Where's Pete Postlethwaite? Be nice to see him in other films. Oh, he didn't pass away till 2011. It'd be nice to see him in some of the other films, maybe. Reprising his role. InGen and Umbrella would be a super evil company. I bet IDW Comics have done a Jurassic Park versus Resident Evil crossover. They've done everything else, haven't they? I bet they have. Anyway, so off he goes into the misty mist. And then off they go. Oh, and they notice that, oh, look, they've got the T-Rex. And then we cut to, I think that's the last time we see Nick, see him looking out. I thought it was the last time we saw Kelly as well, but it didn't. We see her at the very end. Because it kind of goes into a different film now. There we go. We cut now to San Diego. Or I think it's supposed to be San Diego. Speaking of Anchorman. And I'm guessing now, several days have passed because I looked it up. I thought, how long does it take for a ship to sail between Costa Rica and San Diego? Sorry, San Diego. And 10 days, apparently, because it's 3,000 kilometres distance. 10 days, apparently. So it must be at least 10 days has passed. From then to now, they've all arrived. Here we are at the InGen waterfront, I'm guessing. And Ludlow's there, giving a speech to the investors. And this fella's here. I know his face, and I don't know who he is. I know he's Babylon 5, another Babylon 5 actor. He played the general, didn't he? In the beginning. We dealt with the Dilgar. We can deal with the Mimbari. Ha! Little did he know. But I'm sure he's been in other stuff. But don't ask me his name. Anyways, giving a little speech. The ship's on its way with the T-Rex on, which is called, we learn, is called the Venture. Another nod to the 1933 King Kong. But he's giving a little speech to the investors that are there. But here come Ian and Sarah in a nice flashy car. I presume they've changed the clothes. It's been over a week, but this guard's not allowing them in. At first, I thought this guard, I thought he was Michael Crichton, but he's not. Because Michael Crichton's about 12 foot tall. There we go. They're trying to. Oh, where are we? Where is it? There we go. They're trying to bluff their way in. We have Mr. Ludlow's test results. Obviously, they haven't. But anyway. Right, so we learn this fella comes now out of this building here and whispers something to him, and there's something's up. So he says, "Oh, this is so exciting!" And then he points to this guard and says, "Let them two people in." Obviously, pointing to Ian and Sarah. Anyway, they're going to the harbour master's office, and we see the Ventures approaching at flank speed. As he's on the radio talking like they do, Roger, Rector, and Sphincter colon and all that stuff. And the ship's coming in at full pelt, so they've all got to run away. What's everybody looking at? They're looking at this ship that's heading at full speed. So here it comes. So there we go. They're all good running for it. Here comes the Venture, smashing into the dock. There we go. But everything's fine. And they get on board and they go into the. I don't understand what's happened here. They go into the bridge, and we see. Where's the crew? There's all blood everywhere. I'm not exactly sure what's happened, to be honest. Because we see. There you go. There's a severed hand there, and I think this severed hand is supposed to be on the control for the door that's got the T-Rex in. So I don't know how it works. There we go. See it on this door here, and the T-Rex comes out. So the severed hand is obviously closing that, I think, because the T-Rex comes bursting out any minute. At least I think it does. Oh, it's another. No, he's holding that. It's not the one on the bridge. It's another fella that's holding it shut. That's not a severed hand. But again, how did that severed hand? I don't understand what's happened. If there's just a T-Rex on that ship, because the baby one's not there. The baby ones they flew in. The baby one's somewhere else. So there's just the big T-Rex. So did it get out, eat everybody, or maybe lots of people? How did it get the people in the bridge? How is there a severed hand in? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe something else. Maybe something came out of the sea. Maybe a kraken got him. Who knows? Anyway, here comes the T-Rex, the book. Comes bursting out, and now he's gonna. It's like the Lost World, Edgar Rice Burroughs, because he had a dinosaur rampaging through the city. Although in that, I think it was a brontosaurus. Wasn't it? Anyway, so off it goes. There we go, rampaging through the city. There we go. See, good old a nice roar at the city. Cool. Right, so they said they've got to get the baby one, the baby T-Rex. They've got to get the baby T-Rex and lure the big T-Rex, the parent, back to the ship. Because she says it looks like the ship could still be seaworthy, because she must be an expert on ships. Could still be seaworthy, so we've got to get it back in and close it in, and everything will be lovely. So they ask Ludlow where the baby is, and he says it's at a secure facility. Where's the facility? So he tells them. Meanwhile, big T-Rex is just wandering through the landscape, through the suburbs. Here it is. There's supposed to be a bit where it scratches its ear. Have I missed it? There we go. Oh, there we go. Scratches it. Oh, tries to scratch its ear. It's another nod to the 1933 King Kong. And also Valley of Guanji. But anyway, here it is. It's going to get a drink from this swimming pool. Hope they haven't got loads of chlorine in this swimming pool. It won't taste very nice. Anyway, this kid wakes up. Sees a T-Rex outside his window. The family dog's barking at it. Bit cruel, isn't it? Leave a dog chained up outside. But, anyway. Gets his parents up. There's a dinosaur in the backyard. Obviously, they don't believe him, but then they do, because they see it. And the poor dog's being eaten. Do they get eaten? No idea. I'll say not. I think it just wanders off now. They go smashing through the barriers, head to the waterfront thing. What they call it? No, whatever it's called. Jurassic Park World. I don't know what they call it. Now, is this a model? Do you reckon this is a model with like a model car? I bet it is. I bet it's not an actual. I don't know though, because now that's there, isn't it? Who knows? Poor Pepper. I mean, maybe it didn't eat the dog, but I'm thinking it did. But the dog's thinking, I wish I'd shut up. I mean, it did try and hide in the kennel, didn't it? But yeah, I don't know what car it is. Does it say in the IMDb? Let's have a look. Let's do a Control F. Type in car. What car is it? No, not cargoes. How many? Oh, there's a lot here. Caricature carcass. Carter. That's not telling us what sort of car it is. Carter, Scarface, carcass. I should have put cart and a space after it, shouldn't I? That'd be easy, wouldn't it? Now then. Jeff Goldblum's car is a 1969 red Pontiac Le Mans Custom S convertible. That's what car it is. So there you go. No, it's not an Oldsmobile. As I said, I've forgotten already. It's a red Pontiac Le Mans Custom S convertible. Anyway, so they grab the baby T-Rex, and apparently it's dosed up with tranquilizers. But anyway, off they go. Some security guards appear, and he says, "If you're going to stop us, shoot us." And thankfully they don't. Right. So anyway, everybody's having fun. We see a woman say, "How will we know? Where? Follow the screams." There we go. And we cut to a woman screaming. She just reverses her car out of the way. Because the T-Rex is there, look. And so there's all cars crashing, and it takes out a bus. That were good how they did this. Obviously the T-Rex wasn't actually there. They rigged up the bus so that it kind of imploded by itself, which were cool to see. But anyway, it's kind of, I don't know, a little bit reminiscent of the original King Kong, where King Kong gets the railway carriage and people are dropping out through the windows, because that's what happens here, look. Although they're flying out the windows and probably dying hideously. Anyway. Yes, right, here we go. Tom Hanks in Tsunami Sunrise. What else we got? What else can we see? I can't make stuff out. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger in King Lear over there. Creatures from the Black Lagoon. There we go, in 3D. There we go, in the background. Tom Hanks. Is that an actual film? I don't think it is. The bus is going to come through the there we go, through the Blockbuster window. And it is Blockbuster, isn't it? It showed it. I think these Japanese guys are all shouting Godzilla. I think that's what they're shouting. But it's not in the subtitles. See if we can make it out. I think they're going Godzilla. I think they are. That's what they're saying. And David Cope gets got here. There he is. He's the writer. This is unnecessarily cruel and violent as well, and vicious, because he gets got here by the T-Rex, and there we go. And it gets him, and it sounds horrible. Hang on. Anyway, so that's David Cope. Kep. I always pronounce it Cope because it's spelled that way, but it's pronounced Kep, innit? There would have been fighter jet scrambled and bombed the T. Yeah, when I was watching it earlier on, I was thinking it'd have had like 1 million bullets in it by now. It'd have been shot to pieces, wouldn't it, this T-Rex? But anyway, we need Josh Temple. He'd have sorted it out, wouldn't he? He'd have sorted it out. Anywho, right, here comes the T-Rex, and it sniffs. It can smell the baby. It knocks the big 76 ball thing for some reason. Right, so the T-Rex is chasing them now, and police cars as well. San Diego police. The tranquilizer's wearing off for the baby. But anyway, right, they get out here now, and it says that the ship's just on the other side of these warehouses. Now Ludlow's telling them to shoot the T-Rex. I think people would have probably already been shooting at it. I'm surprised it's still alive, to be honest. Stir of Echoes, David did a film version and directed the movie. What are you on about? I know Stir of Echoes, it's Kevin Bacon in that, isn't it? What are you on about? Anyway, I don't know what you mean. Sorry, Justin. But anyway, I must have said something. I'm always saying things and I forget instantly what I've said. or pointed something out and moved on. Anyway, so he's telling them to shoot it, but they don't get a chance. They've arrived back at the ship. They put the baby in the hold, and they jump overboard. I'm going to show it. There we go. They jump overboard. Whee, splish. And he's looking. So he's going to go down. He hears the baby calling out. Oh, they're right. They got eaten. Oh, did he do Stir of Echoes? Oh, right. Okay. Oh, did he direct that as well? I didn't know that. It's a good film, Stir of Echoes. I've got it on DVD. Yeah. He also did War of the Worlds with Steven Spielberg, didn't he, as well? He's done loads of stuff, hasn't he? I didn't know he directed that, though. I'm sure he did. I'm sure I've seen somewhere he directed another film, and I thought, ooh, I didn't know he directed that. And I'm trying to remember now what it was. Director, Suspicious, The Trigger Effect, Stir of Echoes, Secret Window, Ghost Town. You Should Have Left. Oh. Why, yes, I've seen that one, yes. Another Kevin Bacon one, isn't it? Yes, I've seen that one. You Should Have Left. Yeah, he directed a few films as David Kep. But Stir of Echoes is a good flick. Where were we? Oh, yes, Ludlow's coming to check on... He's an idiot, isn't he? Coming to check on the baby T-Rex. Oh, there you are. He's saying, you're going to save the company. But then Daddy arrives. And basically softens up Ludlow for the baby. Wait! There we go, he gets picked up. So another one where they've actually got a real... I'm presuming it's a stunt man and not Alice Howard, whatever he's called. Is it related to Ron Howard? I wonder. Probably not. He's married to Deborah Winger. There you go. And James Howard is his brother. Who the hell is James Howard? American screenwriter, poet, computer game creator, and author. All right. No, he's not related to Ron Howard and Clint. Not according to Wikipedia, anyway. Love Stir of Echoes. It didn't get the love because Sixth Sense came out. Yes, it did around the same time. It was kind of similar, wasn't it? It had a similar vibe, didn't it? But it was just, well, I don't know if it was just as good. Sixth Sense is one of my favourite films. But Stir of Echoes is a film that's well worth a watch. It is really, really good. Anyway. Is it based on like a sci-fi, like a Ray Bradbury story, something like that? I'm thinking of a different one. I could be, Anyway, so they've got an actual stuntman in the T-Rex's mouth, and there you go, his legs all bloody now, and the baby T-Rex, there you go, saying, get him, and the baby T-Rex finishes off Ludlow, and as Dad watches on with pride. The helicopter there is going to shoot the T-Rex, but what's her face? Sarah is there with, there we go, with the tranquilizer dart, and she gets it first shot. There you go. No, actually, no. I think she misses with the first shot, doesn't she? Sticks another one in. There we go. Richard Matheson. See, yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, Richard Matheson book. There we go. I was close. I knew it was a famous author that it was based on the book from. So the T-Rex is they've shut it in now, so they've got a bit of food, haven't they, for the trip back, where the baby one has, for the 10-day trip back to Costa Rica. Anyway, so off it goes. There we see Kelly's back again, and they're asleep, and she's eating popcorn, and we see Bernard Shaw of CNN telling that. He's going back and they're going to leave the dinosaurs all by themselves on Isla Sorna. So there we go. And then we get the last shot of the dinosaurs, for some reason all clumped together in one place. We see that the T-Rexes are there, look, and with the baby, who's gone through he's had quite an adventure as that baby, hasn't he? He's had his leg broken and he's been taken to a strange city. But anyway, then we see the Stegosauruses. Did you know? I think it's this. What is it now? We're closer in history to T-Rexes than T-Rexes were to Stegosauruses. You know, in the history of the Earth, because Stegosaurus was from the Jurassic period, weren't they? And T-Rexes from the late Cretaceous, weren't they? So there you go. I like stuff like that. I like little things like that. I also like the thing that we're closer in history to Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, than she was to the builders of the Great Pyramid. But anyway, no, them aliens. But anyway, there we see the Stegs, and here we see some Pteranodons, and there's a bit in the behind the scenes thing with Jack Horner's basically kicking off with Stan Winston and stuff. And say, no, they're not that big. Pteranodons weren't that big. I mean, they were pretty big with Pteranodons, weren't they? Like 25-foot wingspan, weren't they? But he kept going about Quetzalcoatlus, which was one of the bigger pterosaurs, wasn't it? Like 60-foot wingspan. But they went with Pteranodon in the end. And here it goes on the landing on a branch, and its voice. That is the noise of the sound designer thing, pulling what they call it, tooth lint. What they call it now? I forgot what they call it now. That stuff out of the container. What they call it now? That stuff, you know, what you do your teeth with. It's the sound of that. Anyway. Also, the movie What Dreams May Come is a Matheson also. All right, I haven't seen that one. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it. This was a true family film, not according to me mam. She thought it was unnecessarily vicious. But I like it. Oh, sorry. So there we go, and then it ends. There we go. Then we see it fades out. The animals are all fine on Isla Sorna until the next film. We didn't see the Spinosaurus. That's lurking somewhere, isn't it? The Spinosaurus. I wonder if the T-Rex that we see in Jurassic Park 3 is one of these two. I don't know. As a little kid, I swear I seen a pterosaur. It might have been because you're from America, so it's probably a Thunderbird, wasn't it? It was wired. Oh, right. You mean not a real one? I thought you meant a real one. Oh, it was weird. Oh, right. It was weird. Well, you never know. Could have been a Thunderbird. I mean, there's that photo, isn't there, of which I think has been debunked, hasn't it, of like some in the cowboy times, like late 1800s, of that photo of the pioneer people with a Thunderbird. It's obviously a Pteranodon, isn't it? But I think that's been debunked, hasn't it? Anyways, that's the end of Lost World Jurassic Park, which I think is a pretty good film. People poo-poo it a bit. But and I think Steven Spielberg even, wasn't a huge fan of the film, was he? Does it say at the end somewhere? Where are we? Reception. No, critical response. Retrospective. Here we go. Does it say down here? I bet it doesn't say it, does it? But I think he felt that, he didn't have as good a time making this as he did the first one. Oh, here we go. Look. Down here. I'm reading this from Wikipedia. Bilge Ebiri, cool name, of Vulture, reviewed the film in 2020, praising the horror elements and writing that it might be Spielberg's nastiest film. See, he agrees with me, ma'am. A truly demented series of mostly wordless action and horror set pieces whose technical proficiency is matched only by their cruelty. There you go. But it is a good film. It is a good film. Maybe, and I'm half Native American, I believe they existed. It was the best one. This film, you mean. The first one's still the best. But this one is well worth a look, and it's not as bad as some people try and make out. Even Steven Spielberg tried to distance himself from it, but it's still pretty good. It is still, ooh, Kathleen Kennedy, boo. But there we go. So, right, so that's the end of that. It is available to watch on, you can rent or buy it on YouTube and also Prime Video. It is on there as well if you want to. And also you can get obviously you can get the Blu-rays and stuff. It's probably out on 4K now, isn't it? But anyway. Andrew says, I love Temple of Doom also. So do I. But as I said, not as much as the others. I love 1, but 2 is my favourite, says Justin. That is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Right, so we're all done and dusted. We're all done and dusted. That's Lost World Jurassic Park. Cool film. Cool film. I like films where... I'm one of these weird people. I like films where they bring dinosaurs. Because I'm a big King Kong fan. And films like Gorgo. Where they bring monsters into, our world. Godzilla and all that stuff. So that's why I'm one of these weird people that liked Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom more than the first one, because they brought the dinosaurs into the mansion. It became like a monster movie in a scary mansion and stuff, didn't it? But anyway, that's just me. Right, so we're all done and dusted for another week. So what's coming up next? On Wednesday I'll be doing my top 5 favourite movies of 1996. I think it's 6 we're up to. So that's on Wednesday. On Friday, I haven't got a disc for that. On Friday, it's the 4th of July, Independence Day for you colonials over there. So we'll be doing for Appointment with Fear, Friday Night Appointment with Fear. We're doing Uncle Sam from 1996, written by Larry Cohen of Cue the Winged Serpent fame and other stuff. And directed by William Lustig of Maniac and Maniac Cop fame, amongst others. It's not that good, but it's fun and it looks nice. It's really well shot, I must admit, but it doesn't make a huge amount of sense. That's on Friday. And next Mondays, have I got them out yet? I don't know. I can't see. Never mind. Next Mondays, Magnificent Mondays, we're looking at Back to the Future, so that should be fun. Because I think it's the anniversary. I think it's the 40th anniversary that week. I think. I could be wrong. But anyway. It's the 40th anniversary year at least. But right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Justin. Hang on. We rebels. Yes, you are. Rebelling against the mighty British Empire. We'll let you have it. We just pretended to let you, because you're still part of the Virginia Company anyway. Because apparently the royal family, British royal family, still owns huge swathes of North America, doesn't it? Apparently, including the land where Denver Airport sits on. Apparently, but we still love you as well over there. And one day you will bow down to your true masters, maybe. Anyway, so thanks. We'll leave it there. So thanks, Justin, for the super chat and the super sticker. And thanks, Windgrace, wherever you've got to. I don't know where. And Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch. I don't think anybody else popped in, did they? What has happened to Joshua Kanapke? I don't know. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. No, we won. We let you win. It was too much like hard work. We'll let you pretend you've got your own country over there, and you can do all the hard work and become super rich and then protect us from the bad guys. But we're really in charge. Right, anyway, so I'm kidding, obviously, I'm kidding. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And if I don't see you until after next Friday, have a nice 4th of July. And until next time, I'll see thee. I haven't got my thing ready. There it is. I'll see thee.
then later there's running and screaming.